In 2023, the Dacia Sandero became Europe's best-selling car to retail customers. Not the Golf, not any premium German car, a Romanian budget car that starts at €13,000. While BMW and Mercedes struggle with electric losses, while Stellantis merges brands into oblivion, Renault is thriving because of one decision they made 20 years ago, buying a Romanian factory everyone mocked. Today, Dacia contributes massively to Renault Group's profits and the simplest strategy imaginable: building honest cars at honest prices. No subscriptions, no fake premiums, no electric nonsense. And this approach didn't just save Renault from crisis, it teaches the entire industry an uncomfortable truth about what customers actually want. In the early 2000s, Renault was in serious trouble. The Velsatis luxury sedan was failing commercially. The Aventime, an unusual coupe minivan hybrid, became one of their biggest flops, selling just 8,500 units total before cancellation. They were bleeding money trying to go up market while losing core customers to competitors. The French automotive industry was consolidating, and Renault needed something radical to remain independent. Then, in 1999, they did something unexpected. They bought Dacia, a Romanian car company that most Western Europeans had never heard of. The automotive press was skeptical. Why would Renault want a communist-era manufacturer building outdated cars? 20 years later, that mistake has become Renault's smartest decision, generating consistent profits while premium brands struggle. If you're tired of being overcharged by premium brands and want to understand how basic cars are disrupting the establishment, hit that subscribe button right now and smash that hype button to boost this message, because Dacia's success story exposes everything wrong with modern car companies. In 2004, Renault gave Dacia a challenging mission: build a modern car that could sell profitably for €5,000. The Western European automotive industry was skeptical. Most manufacturers claimed it was impossible to build a safe, modern car at that price point. Dacia did it. The Logan wasn't just cheap, it was revolutionary in its simplicity. Basic versions had no power steering, no air conditioning, manual windows, minimal sound deadening. But, and this was crucial, it was a proper car. 5 seats, large 510-litre trunk, proven Renault engines. It met all European safety standards and could last hundreds of thousands of kilometers. The design philosophy was radical honesty. Where Germans added complexity for perceived premium, Dacia removed everything non-essential. The door handles used the same part front and rear to reduce costs. The dashboard was simple injection molded plastic. The seats were basic but durable. Every decision prioritized function over form. The Western European launch in 2005 surprised everyone. Despite predictions that nobody would buy such basic cars in wealthy markets, Dacia found immediate success. In France alone, they sold over 100,000 units in their first full year. Germany, supposedly too sophisticated for basic cars, bought thousands. The waiting list proved demand existed for honest, affordable transport. The profit structure was lean but positive from day one. While margins were small, estimated at 3 to 5% initially, every car contributed to Renault's bottom line. No waiting for scale, no hoping for future profitability, just immediate, if modest, returns that accumulated into significant contributions. While everyone else chased higher margins through premiumization, Dacia went the opposite direction. No complex options package, no fake sport line trim levels, no subscriptions for features, just mechanical simplicity that works. The pricing gap is striking. A well-equipped Dacia Sandero stepway costs around €16,000 to €18,000. That includes air conditioning, touchscreen, parking sensors, essentially full equipment. A base BMW 1 Series starts at around €32,000 with minimal equipment. The price difference is substantial, but the value equation is even more dramatic. The component strategy prioritizes proven technology over cutting edge. That basic media nav infotainment system in older Dacias? It's simple, but it works. No monthly updates needed, no crashes, no complexity. While German brands chase the latest technology that often proves problematic, Dacia uses proven solutions that just work. Dacia consciously avoids planned obsolescence. Their cars use timing chains instead of belts in oil. Simple, naturally aspirated or proven turbo engines instead of complex mild hybrids. Manual transmissions that last forever instead of problematic dual clutch systems. Everything is designed to last and be repairable with basic tools. This approach resonates with buyers. In markets where Dacia operates, customer satisfaction scores are surprisingly high. Not because the cars are luxurious, but because they deliver exactly what's promised. Reliable, affordable transportation without pretense. The Sandero's success in 2023 was remarkable. According to JATO Dynamics data, it was Europe's best-selling car to retail buyers, excluding fleet sales. This means actual consumers, spending their own money, chose the Sandero more than any other car. That's a stunning achievement for a budget brand. The latest generation Sandero, launched in 2021, modernized without abandoning core values. Starting around 11,000 to 13,000 euros depending on the market, it offers space comparable to cars costing twice as much. The interior is simple but functional. The engines are efficient without being complex. It's honest transportation. The sales numbers tell the story. While exact figures vary by source, the Sandero consistently ranks in Europe's top 10, often top 5, competing with established nameplates that cost significantly more. In some markets like France and Spain, it regularly tops monthly sales charts. But success isn't just about being cheap, it's about value. The Sandero offers more interior space than a Volkswagen Polo at a much lower price. Reliability surveys show fewer problems than many premium brands. Running costs are minimal, insurance is cheap. It's the total ownership proposition that wins. Young buyers are particularly drawn to Dacia. While German premium brands see average buyer ages climbing towards 60, Dacia attracts younger demographics who prioritize value over status. This positions them well for the future as these buyers potentially move up within the brand rather than defecting to premium marquees. Dacia's contribution to Renault Group goes just beyond sales numbers. It provides consistent profitability that helps fund other initiatives. While exact profit breakdowns aren't public, analysts estimate Dacia contributes disproportionately to group profits relative to its sales volume. During the 2008 financial crisis, when premium brands saw sales collapse, Dacia actually grew. Budget-conscious consumers turned to value options, and Dacia was perfectly positioned. This counter-cyclical performance provided stability when Renault needed it most. The 2020 pandemic and subsequent chip shortage proved Dacia's model again. With simpler cars requiring fewer semiconductors, Dacia maintained production better than complex German cars that needed hundreds of chips. They could build and sell cars while premium brands had empty showrooms. Today's inflation and cost of living crisis plays to Dacia's strengths. As European consumers face squeezed budgets, a reliable new car for 13,000 euros becomes more attractive than a feature-laden 40,000 euro alternative. Dacia sales have grown while many premium brands see declining volumes. The cultural impact within Renault has been significant. Dacia proved that simple solutions can beat complex ones, that value trumps image for many buyers, and that sustainable profitability doesn't require premium pricing. These lessons influence Renault's broader strategy. German manufacturers watch Dacia with a mixture of confusion and concern. Everything Dacia does contradicts their playbook. Where Germans add technology, Dacia simplifies. Where Germans increase prices, Dacia holds them down. Where Germans chase margins, Dacia chases volume. The cost structure difference is fundamental. German factories have high labor costs. Average automotive worker compensation in Germany exceeds 60,000 euros annually. Romanian workers cost a fraction of that. German engineering culture adds complexity. Dacia's removes it. German brands spend heavily on marketing. Dacia relies on word of mouth. Volkswagen attempted to compete with cheaper cars like the Up City car, but even their budget option costs significantly more than equivalent Dacias. The Up started around 13,000 to 15,000 euros for a tiny city car, while Dacia offered the larger Sandero for similar money. The Up has now been discontinued in many markets. BMW and Mercedes don't even attempt to compete at Dacia's price points. Their business models require higher margins to cover development costs, marketing expenses, and dealer networks. They need significant profit per unit just to break even. While Dacia can be profitable on much smaller margins, the philosophical gap may be unbridgeable. German brands built their identities on premium and ultimate driving machines. Admitting that most people just want basic, reliable transport challenges their entire worldview. It's easier to ignore Dacia than acknowledge their success. The Jogger, launched in 2022, shows Dacia's ability to identify and fill market gaps. 7-seat vehicles are typically expensive, most starting around 35,000 euros or more. The Jogger offers 7 seats from around 15,000 to 17,000 euros, making it by far Europe's most affordable 7-seater. The development was typically efficient. Using the proven CMF-B platform shared with Renault, Dacia created a stretched version with a third row. Development costs were minimal compared to creating an all-new platform. Time to market was quick. The result is practical family transport at an unprecedented price. Initial sales have been strong, with reported orders exceeding expectations. Families who couldn't afford traditional MPVs or SUVs suddenly have an option. Small businesses get affordable transport. The value proposition is clear. Why buy a used, older 7-seater when a new Jogger costs similar money? The Jogger also offers an LPG version using simple, proven biofuel technology. While Germans develop expensive plug-in hybrids, Dacia offers immediate fuel savings with decades-old reliable technology. It's not cutting edge, but it works and saves money today. Customer feedback has been positive. While nobody mistakes a Jogger for a luxury vehicle, owners appreciate the space, practicality, and value. For many families, it's the difference between affording a suitable car and not. That's a powerful market position. The Dacia Spring, launched in 2021, tackles electric vehicles with the same value-first approach. While German brands build expensive electric SUVs, Dacia created Europe's most affordable EV at around €20,000, after subsidies in many markets. The Spring is refreshingly honest about its capabilities. With about 230 kilometers of range, it doesn't pretend to be a long-distance tourer. The 44-horsepower motor won't win races, but for urban use, which is most driving, it's perfectly adequate. And it's affordable enough that normal people can actually buy it. The Spring is built in China through Renault's partnership with Dongfeng, keeping costs down. While some criticize this, it's the only way to achieve the price point. Dacia prioritizes affordability over manufacturing location, making EVs accessible to more people. Early sales have been modest but steady. The Spring isn't trying to compete with Tesla or even the Volkswagen ID.3. It's creating its own segment, the affordable urban EV. For many buyers, it's their first electric car, chosen because it's the only one they can afford. The Spring demonstrates that EVs don't need to be complex or expensive. While the industry obsesses over 500-kilometer range and autonomous features, Dacia proves basic electric transport can work at accessible prices. It's the same philosophy, just with batteries. Other manufacturers study Dacia's success but struggle to replicate it. Stellantis has 14 brands to manage. Creating a true budget brand would cannibalize others. VAG has 7 brands in a careful hierarchy. A genuinely cheap car would upset the entire structure. The Germans face structural barriers. Their factories, supply chains, and development processes assume certain price points. Their workers expect high wages. Their engineers add complexity by instinct. Their brands carry premium expectation. Building a €10,000 car would require fundamental restructuring they're unwilling to undertake. Even Chinese brands, despite lower costs, often chase premium positioning in Europe. They want to be seen as advanced, not cheap. This creates opportunity for Dacia to remain the value champion even as new competitors enter. The biggest barrier is psychological. Admitting basic beats complex challenges everything premium manufacturers believe. It suggests their complexity adds no value. It implies customers are paying for unnecessary features. It's easier to dismiss Dacia buyers as price-focused than admit they might be making rational choices. Renault itself must resist the temptation to push Dacia upmarket. History shows that when value brands chase premium, they lose their core appeal without gaining premium buyers. Dacia's success depends on maintaining its focus on honest, affordable cars. Dacia faces real challenges ahead. Euro 7 emissions regulations will add costs. Safety requirements keep increasing. The transition to electrification is expensive. Maintaining low prices while meeting stricter regulations will test their model. The Bigster SUV, coming in 2025, will enter a more competitive segment. Compact SUVs are everywhere, and even Chinese brands offer value options. Success isn't guaranteed, though Dacia's track record suggests they'll find the right formula. Competition from Chinese brands is intensifying. Companies like MG, owned by SAIC, offer sharp pricing and improving quality. Dacia's advantage of being the only value option in Europe is eroding. They'll need to maintain their edge through dealer networks, parts availability, and brand trust. But opportunities exist too. The cost of living crisis makes value brands more relevant. Environmental consciousness might favor simple, repairable cars over complex ones that become electronic waste. Young buyers seem less interested in premium badges than previous generations. Dacia is exploring new segments carefully. Commercial vehicles, larger SUVs, and eventually more EVs are planned. Each must maintain the core philosophy: honest cars at honest prices. The moment Dacia tries to be premium, it loses everything that makes it special. Dacia's success isn't an accident. It's the result of respecting customers rather than exploiting them. No subscriptions, no fake premium packages, no planned obsolescence, just honest cars at honest prices. It sounds simple because it is simple. The execution is what's hard. The impact on Renault Group has been transformative. What started as a desperate acquisition became a profit engine that provides stability and funds innovation. While Stellantis struggles with 14 overlapping brands and VAG plays badge engineering games, Renault has a clear strategy anchored by Dacia's consistent contribution. The lesson for the industry is uncomfortable. Customers don't always want more technology. They don't necessarily value complexity. For many, reliable, affordable transportation matters more than image or features. Dacia serves these customers while others chase diminishing premium segments. 20 years after acquisition, Dacia has proved the skeptics wrong. The cheap brand is highly profitable. The basic cars are exactly what customers want. The Romanian experiment saved Renault from crisis and continues providing stability while others struggle. The automotive industry would be healthier if more manufacturers learned from Dacia, but learning requires humility, admitting that complex isn't always better, that premium isn't always valuable, that honest beats elaborate. Few established manufacturers have that courage. What overpriced features have you paid for but never use? Would you choose honest value over premium badge today? Share your thoughts below, because every comment shows what real customers actually want. Subscribe for more automotive truth and hit that hype button to boost this message. The story of Dacia's success deserves to be heard by everyone tired of paying premium prices for unnecessary complexity.